Right, so we start with France. The interesting things here, one, there's an ongoing price war among some of the major retailers in France that has been going on for some time. And that has led to a number of mergers and very low prices, so it's something to be aware of when you're trying to enter the market. There's a sort of battle between A-level brands and private labels. What's weird is the French seem to be sort of price conscious, however, they like their A-level brands. And then when we move on to the world foods landscape, it was sort of dominated by Asian, North African, Indian cuisines with a small Caribbean presence, and that's mostly due to the sort of migration that's coming in. A lot of North Africans are coming in. The French are sort of always on the move, and Europeans in general, I think, are always on the move. They're trying to get their goods on the move, so they prefer convenience stores, and they also prefer these sort of checkout options where you could actually buy online and then check out your goods, right? Some of the other grocery retailers that have been up and coming are organic shops and superstores, and they sort of continue to experience the highest growth among the retail market. And they are some of the more dynamic stores. Right. In the United Kingdom, most of the distributors we met with, they did distribution across Europe as well, but they noted that the United Kingdom is the biggest market for Caribbean foods. And being the biggest market, it seems to be the natural starting point for many of our distributors. And I know many of our manufacturers, many of our manufacturers are already there in this particular market. The products are sort of grouped with African products. So there's an African Caribbean category, and that's particular for one distributor, Wanis. You'll find that he has a lot of those products together, and it even comes out in terms of the stores that he sells to, because they'll be known as African Caribbean stores. So in terms of feedback from our distributors, these are some of the things that we found, and these are directly from the distributors, right? Generally, they said that there was a reluctance by exporters to sell some of the products that are in high demand. So there are some products that they want, but for some reason they can't get. So in terms of our discussions, we'll point those products out and try to work out what exactly are the issues there in terms of getting the product to market. If you're operating in a Caribbean channel, your product needs to be Caribbean oriented. So it can't be something that is sort of US. It looks like a US product or a European product, but there's nothing Caribbean about it, then you're operating in the wrong channel. In terms of packaging, you need to look at your barcodes, both on the product itself and then the packaging outside. It must be shelf ready, attention grabbing, and smaller sizes are the trend. In terms of standards and being noticed by regulatory authorities, if your product is popular, it's going to get noticed more. It's not only going to get noticed more by consumers, but the regulatory agencies, and they're going to clamp down in terms of their standards, right? TT exporters and sellers, they don't focus on building brands. The feedback we got there is that exporters seem to be interested in just getting the product to the distributor, to the market, but there isn't that sort of promotion aspect or building of the brand, so there's more work to be done there. So in terms of our discussion, we want to discuss that a bit more. Some of the conclusions about goods is UK seems to be the first port of call for goods exports because of the size of the market, because of the concentration of the Caribbean persons. So it just makes sense. Also, it's not only about London. There are other cities that we could look at: Birmingham, Manchester, Cardiff, Edinburgh, as I mentioned. Convenience, price, health, indulgence are key factors to the consumer. Particularly price, because if you look across markets, there's a lot of competition among these major retail players that's driving the price down. Online presence and technology is slowly growing in relevance in all markets, but I would say for the UK, they are on top of the game, and it's developing some of the other markets. And also, there are some small, interesting players that are gaining and retaining a share of the market, and I think those are the ones that we need to target and find out more about, because those are the ones that are likely to link with us and try to do business in these sort of partnerships that we are talking about, in terms of getting into different networks and co-creation and working together. right? In terms of the next steps, what you like to do is initiate a sort of relationship building process with the persons we have met with. This sort of approach that we took on the mission is different from the ones we would have taken in the past, because in the past you just try to acquire information. But in this mission, what we try to do is develop a contact that could be a continuous source of information. So rather than just get the information there the one time, try to build that relationship. So anytime we need information pertaining to that particular market or industry, we could go and get it. So building the relationship is very important. We'd like to integrate some of the major challenges shared into our capacity building programs, and that is something I've already discussed with Kristen. So we try to see how best we could integrate those things, particularly the distributor manufacturer relationship, one-on-one meetings with companies to discuss the opportunities and challenges. We like to study the success factors, particularly of companies like Baron Foods, as well as some of the smaller players in the retail market, and channel resources into developing and expanding international networks, which opens doors for our exporters.